If you gave me an e-commerce brand today and said, go generate an extra 100K in revenue over the next 90 days, here's exactly what I would do. And we've done this for dozens of brands in the past, and it's the number one strategy to pull a lot of revenue out of your list in an ethical way. So here's exactly what I would do. And you might know some of these strategies, but it's really important to put them all together and make sure that you orchestrate them in a way where you set this up for massive success. And it's really important that you do all of these. If you miss one, it's absolutely crucial. And I'm going to walk through the 5 phases that you need to set up so you can achieve this for your e-commerce brand. Phase number 1 is to re-engage all of your profiles. So the first thing I would do, if you look at your email list right now, your SMS list right now, you probably have like 40 to 60% of those people are probably unengaged. They're not receiving emails, they're not open emails, and definitely not clicking emails. And you probably have maybe 10 or 20% of your list that are actually manually suppressed that you can add back in. So what I would do is I would re-engage those people. Okay, this is really important. Make sure your deliverability is good and then re-engage those people. You can send plain text emails with really like curiosity driven subject lines to get people to actually come back and start engaging with your stuff again. You can also use a third-party app like Zero Bounce where you can bring back suppressed profiles. These are people that can receive email marketing, but maybe you've suppressed them for certain reasons through your sunset flow or something else. You're trying to re-engage those people. And the reason why we use something like Zero Bounce is because it will actually delete like 5 to 10 or even 15% of those profiles that are actually completely inactive or even bot accounts. Okay, so that is thing number 1. And this can take some time. This can take 1 week up to 3 weeks to really re-engage these profiles. And I recommend doing it in segments. So do like test like 20%, and then if it works, then test another 20% and do it in different segments so you don't damage your deliverability. Phase 2 then is to give value and don't sell. So this is the Gary Vaynerchuk classic jab, 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 right hook. So what we want to do for the next 2 weeks is we just want to educate our customers on the people on their list, build real relationships with them, and actually like get their feedback and have conversations with them. Don't do any selling. Don't ask them to buy any products. Don't give any discounts. Don't do any of that. The whole goal of this is to build a real connection and a real relationship with the people on your list. And you can do this through telling different stories, by giving different insight behind the brand, and actually getting people to leave feedback, fill out forms, or even get them to just reply to emails, being like, hey, you're a customer or you're not a customer, reply back and let us know what you think about the brand, what you think about our products, how can we improve it, and then actually reply back to those customers again. This will help your deliverability and give you some of the best feedback that you've ever gotten for your e-commerce brand. And really, we're just trying to build a real connection here with people, and I think this is what a lot of brands don't do. They're focused on sales, they're focused on revenue, rather than actually like building that relationship. And one metric that I like to look at here is like, what's the speed of opens? Like how quickly are people opening these emails? Like what's the intent? So you want to make sure that like you're sharing insight. We have a lot of brands that, let's say, for example, if it's like jewelry or if it's a certain brand that's more like spiritual, we're just sending people emails, wishing them an amazing day or tell them to be grateful or do a random act of kindness today. And this sort of stuff people absolutely love. So make sure you're finding out what's right for your brand and really start doing that to your email list, to your SMS list. Like if you have a supplement brand, you can be, hey, just a reminder, take your supplements today or something like that. Okay, so just send emails that are not pushing people to actually buy your product. Then phase 3 is you want to tease that something is coming, but you don't want to do this just over 1 emails or 2 emails. You really want to hype this up. So just announce a date. Let's say Friday the 7th, and let's say it's the 1st right now. So on Friday the 7th, we have a huge announcement, our biggest announcement that we've ever done before, and push this on your socials with email, with SMS. You can run retargeting ads for this as well. You can get people to sign up. Sometimes we do that, sometimes we don't do that. It all depends on the brand and how often we actually do it. But make sure you push this date. And every day, send more emails about this date and what's happening, the biggest announcement ever. You want everyone to know about this. And you can make them curious. Like, By the way, we've never done this before, but it could be a product launch, it could be a collab, it could be a sale, it could be something else. It could be, someone buying the company or open a new location, okay? We don't want to tell them what it is. We want to make them curious and really grab their attention. And like I said, you can get them to sign up, you can get them to opt into something. This just depends if you want to do that. There is more work if you do that, okay? Because then you have to set up the opt-in, then you have to do the opt-in flows, all that sort of stuff. Then on that date, so for this example, Friday the 7th, we want to do the announcement. So the thing actually doesn't launch on that date. We just announce it. So we've hyped up the announcement. Okay, and this is what a lot of brands don't do. They will just hype up the sale or hype up the product launch. You want to hype up the announcement, and then you do a massive promo video or just a unique landing page or just like a really good email or announcement or very clear graphic. And generally, like I would recommend theming this out, and then you would announce what is happening and what you're doing. Now, for this example, if I was to make an extra 100K and from this, I would do like a secret sale. And by the way, just as a side note, if you want to work with our agency Retention for Brands, you can apply from the first link in description to get a free retention audit and a free audit for your Klaviyo account and your email marketing. We work with some of the biggest brands in the world, and we've generated hundreds of millions in retention revenue. Okay, so back to this point, I would do a secret sale here. We've done this in the past and it does so good. So this is a secret email only sale. The only way to get access to this is by signing up to the newsletter. And this is where you get people now to sign up. Okay, so you can get them, you've announced it now, go here, enter in your email, and then you have this like another 7 days out. Okay, so at this point, we're like a month in, I think we're about 6 weeks in at this point. Okay, so here, you're pushing people to actually sign up for this, and you have another week to hype this up. And then every day you're sending another reminder. And as it gets closer to the time, you're doing multiple reminders, 72 hours, 48 hours, 24 hours, 12 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Like you're really hyping this up. You're doing like more than a Black Friday sale, but you're just doing it on a random month of the year, okay? And generally you want to do this during your quietest month, because now you can turn this into like a peak. Because during Black Friday, everyone is doing this and everyone's doing the same thing. Like 1 hour to go, 3 hours to go, sign up for VIP, do this, do that, right? When you just do that on a random month, like March, it absolutely crushes it, okay? And a lot of brands put so many resources into a Black Friday strategy, but they don't do it any other time. And you should be doing something like this at least once a quarter. And obviously, depending on your revenue, you're easily able to pull an extra 100K in new revenue out of your list. So then phase 4, you actually want to launch the sale. And I recommend launching on all channels and going all out. Email, multiple emails a day. And just for context here, there is another video on this channel about this, but for one of our clients, we sent 16 emails on Black Friday, not over the week. In a single day, we sent 16 emails, okay? And that's what you can achieve here. You can push a lot of volume, and that day, they done $1 million in sales, okay? So what I'm talking about here, 100K over 90 days, it's very small in comparison to the results that we've gotten for our clients. So push all channels, email, SMS, direct mail, push notifications, your social media, have retargeting ads going as well, have Google ads going, have ads absolutely everywhere, pushing to this secret sale, okay? And generally we like to have a unique landing page here. We don't show the code anywhere. The only place you can get the code is actually on this landing page. Run this for like 2 days, and that's getting people to actually engage with it, and then have a deadline for the next 2 days. So this is called like a click and a deadline sequence. I've never really seen any brands do this. We do this for our clients. It does really good. I actually got this from Frank Kern, who's like an OG marketer that I really look up to. So I took this strategy that he used for all of his info products, and I've brought it over to e-commerce, and we do it for a lot of our clients. So 2 days where you're pushing the sale on the front end. Then you have 2 days where anyone that has engaged with any of these emails, if they've clicked any of these emails, we want to do a deadline for the next 2 days. And this is where we push really hard. We do multiple emails, pushing the deadline that the sale is going to end. And this just works better than anything you've ever imagined, because your emails are super engaged, because you're only sending to people that have actually clicked these emails, right? Like honestly, this strategy is so good. Like this is something that I've been holding back for a while, because if you do all of this, you're able to make so much money. Like for some of our clients, we've made millions from this strategy. A side note here, I would theme out this whole sale as mentioned, new fonts, new colors, new photo shoot, theme this all out like it's a Black Friday sale. But if you do this, like I said, in a random month like March, you're just gonna make so much money. And also I definitely would push heavy on deadline timers for that deadline period, because it just works better. Okay, then phase 5, which is the last phase of this whole strategy to generate over 100K in 90 days is getting people to come back and buy again. So this will all depend on how long it's taken you to do this, but you will probably be able to do this within 60 days. Then we have another 30 days to get people to come back and buy again. And what we want to do here is create a delivered win back flow. This crushes it, okay? Whatever your offer was before, let's say you've done a 20% offer on that. What you want to do is you want to do a better offer this time, okay? Something that's even better. If that's 24% off for 24 hours, we love that offer, by the way. However, it's probably not enough time. So you can do like 25% off for X amount of time, or have some buy one, get one, or have like a subscription upgrade. And you want to do this. Ideally, you have tracked shipping. You want to do this when they receive the order, because they're excited. They've just been like hyped up about this sale for weeks or months, and they're getting another opportunity to buy at an even bigger discount. And then you can get them to buy again for themselves, buy the same product, buy a different product, buy it for their friend, buy it as a gift. Okay, and this just does so good. We always do this after Black Friday for a lot of our clients, and it does really good in December. However, I'm going to say it again, if you do this on a random month like March, it will just absolutely crush it, okay? And this is the strategy that I recommend. After that, then I would definitely go easy, probably pull back volume, do more education, do more relationship building again, and you can probably suppress some of the profiles that didn't re-engage. But if you do this strategy, you'll be able to make so much money. I guarantee you, you will beat your Black Friday metrics if you do this, and especially if you put a bit of an ad budget behind it as well. But we've done this dozens of times for some of the biggest brands in the world, and it's all done behind closed doors. Like, people don't really see this, because it's like an email only sale. And like I said, you can run some traffic to it as well if you want, but it does so good. That is the strategy. If you have any questions on this, let me know in the comments below. And like I said, if you want our agency to do this full strategy for you, you can click the first link in the description below, and you can schedule in a call to speak with myself or my co-founder Adam.